Hey, what's up? Welcome to the stream. So, on tonight's agenda, it is nighttime, right? We're going to be playing Dear Esther Landmark Edition. I don't know anything about this. I kept seeing it pop up as a game I may be interested in when I bought and played What Remains of Edith Finch and The Town of Light. So I said, what the heck, it's $9.99, I will give it a shot. Hopefully it's somewhat good, related to The Town of Light and What Remains of Edith Finch good. I don't know if we're going to get that out of it, but it was $9.99, so let's see what happens. Also, my chair is squeaking. Let me see what the options are before we start. I don't know if I should really be messing with these, but why not? Controller, what is that? Sensitivity? Okay. Do we want director's commentary, or do we just go off without it? Whatever, we're gonna go without it.
Dear Esther, I have lost track of how long I have been here, and how many visits I have made overall. Certainly the landmarks are now so familiar to me that I have to remind myself to actually see the forms and shapes in front of me. I could stumble blind across these rocks, the edges of these precipices, without fear of missing my step and plummeting down to sea. Besides, I have always considered that if one is to fall, it is critical to
I'm sorry, I was trying to see if I could get...
keep one's eyes firmly open.
I was trying to see if there was subtitles. What just happened? Oh, there we go. The game froze. Or, well, it's making the change. Okay, we're not gonna fool with it anymore. I was seeing if I could get subtitles on here. That is pretty nasty. Okay, so A, X, B, and Y are all oh, and right bumper, and left bumper, and left trigger, and right trigger. They are all zoom buttons. Alright. I keep hitting buttons thinking they'll interact from my playthroughs of the Town of Land. What Remains of Edith Finch? Nah, there's nothing. You walk.
Donnelly reported the legend of the hermit, a holy man who sought solitude in its most pure form. Allegedly, he rode here from the mainland in a boat without a bottom, so all the creatures of the sea could rise at night to converse with him. How disappointed he must have been with their chatter. Perhaps now, when all that haunts the ocean is the rubbish dumped from the tankers, he'd find more peace. They say he threw his arms wide in a valley on the south side, and the cliff opened up to provide him shelter. They say he died of fever 116 years later. The shepherds left gifts for him at the mouth of the cave, but Donnelly records they never claimed to have seen him. I have visited the cave and I have left my gifts, but like them, I appear to be an unworthy subject of him.
Did you guys catch the light too? Oh, sup. Welcome. Join me for this adventure. Can I... Nope. Mac and cheese. Oh man, that actually sounds great. Wait a minute. Is this the... This is the path that was from the other... okay. So I'm supposed to go this way. I'm hungry. Mac and cheese sounds great.
When you were born, your mother told me, a hush fell over the delivery room. A great red birthmark covered the left side of your face. No one knew what to say, so you cried to fill the vacuum. I always admired you for that you cried to fill whatever vacuum you found. I began to manufacture vacuums just to enable you to deploy your talent. The birthmark faded by the time you were 6 and had gone completely by the time we met, but your fascination with the empty and its cure remained.
What exactly am I looking at? Oop, too close. I don't really know what this game... Excuse me. I don't really know what this game is about, to be honest. It was in my recommendations from my purchases of What Remains of Edith Finch and The Town of Light.
I have found the ship's manifest, crumpled and waterlogged under a stash of paint cans. It tells me that along with this present cargo, there was a large quantity of antacid yogurt bound for the European market. It must have washed out to sea. God knows there are no longer gulls or goats here to eat it.
Okay, that looks like the end up. It looks like the end down here. I'm always hungry, and I just ate like 4 hours ago, and I'm still hungry. I don't know. So what I find really funny... What happened to the sound? Are we not getting audio? Oh. Oh, so what I was going to say before was what we figured out from the first few seconds of this game. Every button is the zoom from A to B to X to Y to right, left, bumpers, and triggers. Okay, so this is where we couldn't get to because the path was all messed up.
Donnelly's book had not been taken out from the library since 1974. I decided it would never be missed as I slipped it under my coat and avoided the librarian's gaze on the way out. If the subject matter is obscure, the writer's literary style is even more so. It is not the text of a stable or trustworthy reporter. Perhaps it is fitting that my only companion in these last days should be a stolen book written by a dying man.
What did I eat today? Earlier I
When
had
someone had died or was dying, or was so ill they gave up what little hope they could sacrifice, they cut parallel lines into the cliff, exposing the white chalk beneath. You could see them from the mainland or the fishing boats, and know to send aid or impose a cordon of protection, and wait a generation until whatever pestilence stalked the cliff paths died along with its hosts. My lines are just for this, to keep any would-be rescuers at bay. The infection is not simply of the flesh.
Earlier I had grilled cheese and soup.
I quote directly, a motley lot with little to recommend them. I have now spent 3 days in their company. That is, I fear, enough for any man not born amongst them. Despite their tedious inclination to quote scripture, they seem to me the most God-forsaken of all the inhabitants of the Outer Isles. Indeed, in this case, the very gravity of that term, forsaken by God, seems to find its very apex. It appears to me that Donnelly, too, found those who wander this shoreline to be and himself in that, I wonder. Dear Esther, I met Paul. I made my own little pilgrimage. My Damascus, a small semi-detached on the outskirts of Wolverhampton. We drank coffee in his kitchen and tried to connect to one another. Although he knew I hadn't come in search of an apology, reason or retribution, he still spiraled in panic, thrown high and lucid by his own dented bonnet. Responsibility had made him old. Like us, he'd already passed beyond any conceivable boundary of life.
This hermit, this seer, this distant historian of bones and old bread, where did he vanish to? Why, asked the farmers. Why, asked Jacobson. Why bother with your visions at all, if you're just to throw your arms up at the cliff and let it close in behind you and seal you into the belly of the island, a museum shut to all but the most devoted?
Interesting.
I dreamt I stood in the center of the sun, and the solar radiation cooked my heart from the inside. My teeth will curl and my fingernails fall off into my pockets like loose change. If I could stomach, I'd eat, but all I seem capable of is salt water. Were the livestock still here, I could turn feral and gorge. I'm as emaciated as a body on a slab, opened up for a premature source of death. I've rowed to this island in a heart without a bottom, all the bacteria of my gut rising up to sing to me.
For real? There's a loading screen? Huh.
Dear
I just thought it
Esther,
was...
I have now driven the stretch of the M5 between Exeter and Bristol over 21 times. But although I have all the reports and all the witnesses, and have cross-referenced them within a millimetre using my Ordnance Survey maps, I simply cannot find the location. You'd think there would be marks to serve as some evidence. It's somewhere between the turn-off for Sanford and the welcome brake services, but although I can always see it in my rear-view mirror, I have as yet been unable to pull ashore.
wasn't expecting a loading screen. I thought that this was just all open.
There must be a hole in the bottom of the boat. How else could new hermits have arrived?
What does that say? Something neither did he eat nor drink? And? Okay. Can I explore the ship? Nope. Well, that sucks. Why put the ship here? I want to explore it. I want to do things, right? Eh. What did I do today? Absolutely nothing. I played PS4 earlier. And thought about doing a stream tonight with it, but
An imagined answer phone message. The tires are flat, the wheel spins loosely, and the brake fluid has run like ink over this map, staining the landmarks and rendering the coastline mute, compromised. Where you saw galaxies, I saw only bruises cut into the cliff by my lack of sobriety.
Yeah, I was gonna do a stream earlier on the PS4, finish up some Uncharted, but probably do that tomorrow. I might start experimenting with some day streams too, some daytime streams instead of just at night at 11. I might start doing 2 streams a day. A single player and then a multiplayer. You napped. Wait, did I miss something? Can I go somewhere that way? Anybody watching ever played this game or know anything about it?
I had kidney stones and you visited me in the hospital. After the operation, when I was still half submerged in anesthetic, your outline and your speech both blurred. Now my stones have grown into an island and made their escape, and you have been rendered opaque by the car of a drunk.
Wait. She died? Is that what he said, basically?
When I first looked into the shaft, I swear I felt the stones in my stomach shift in recognition. I've begun my ascent on the green slope of the western side. I've looked deep into the mountain from the shaft and understood that I must go up and then find the way under. I will stash the last vestiges of my civilization in the stone walls and work deeper from there. I'm drawn by the aerial and the cliff edge. There is some form of rebirth waiting for me there.
They look more like rabbit turds to me than pills. Was constructed originally in the early 1700s. By then, shepherding had formalized into a career. The first habitual shepherd was a man called Jakobsen, from a lineage of migratory Scandinavians. He was not considered a man of breeding by the mainlanders.
He came here every summer whilst building the bothy, hoping eventually that becoming a man of property would secure him a wife and a lineage. Donnelly records that it did not work. He caught some disease from his malcontented goats and died 2 years after completing it. There was no one to carve white lines into the cliff for him either.
That's unfortunate. Kind of want to explore the little shack or whatever. What is that supposed to be? Is that a... I don't even know. I tilted my head like a dog to try to get an angle. I mean, the view's pretty great, to be honest with you.
3 cormorants seen at dusk. They did not land. This house built of stone, built by a long-dead shepherd. Contents: my camp bed, a stove, a table, chairs, my clothes, my books. The caves that score out the belly of this island, leaving it famished. My limbs and belly famished. This skin, these organs, this failing eyesight. When the battery runs out in my torch, I will descend into the caves and follow only the phosphorescence home. What to make of Donnelly, the laudanum and the syphilis? It is clearly not how he began, but I've been unable to discover if the former was a result of his visiting the island or the force that drove him here. For the syphilis, a drunk driver smashing his insides into a pulp as he stumbled these paths, I can only offer my empathy. We're all victims of our age. My disease is the internal combustion engine and the cheap fermentation of yeast. They found Jakobsen in early spring. The Thor had only just come. Even though he'd been dead nearly 7 months, his body had been frozen right down to the nerves and had not even begun to decompose. He'd struggled halfway down the cliff path, perhaps looking for some lost goat or perhaps right under the winter moon. Even the animals shunned his corpse. The mainlanders thought to bring it home unlucky. Donnelly claims they dragged it to the caves to thaw out and rot. But he is proving an unreliable witness.
That sucks. The other people were just like, nah, he's bad luck.
Climbing down to the caves, I slipped and fell and have injured my leg. I think the femur is broken. It is clearly infected. The skin has turned a bright, tight pink, and the pain is crashing in on waves, winter tides against my shoreline, drowning out the ache of my stones. I struggled back to the bothy to rest, but it has become clear that there is only one way this is likely to end. The medical supplies I looted from the trawler have suddenly found their purpose. They will keep me lucid for my final ascent.
Wait, what? Okay.
From here, this last time, I have understood there is no turning back. The torch is failing along with my resolve. I can hear the singing of the sea creatures from the passages above me, and they are promising the return of the gulls.
Oh, wow. Oh no, our flashlight. Alright. No worries. Down the rabbit hole, Alice. Yeah. I still haven't seen any of the live action films. Speaking of...
There is no other direction, no other exit from this motorway. Speeding past this junction, I saw you waiting at the roadside, a one last drink in your trembled hands. You got so upset you couldn't type.
I will admit, for $9.99 US dollar, this game is really nice. It's not bad. I mean, it's pretty. Oh my god, that's trippy.
If the caves are my guts, this must be the place where the stones are first formed. The bacteria phosphoresce and rise, singing through the tunnels. Everything here is bound by the rise and fall, like a tide. Perhaps the whole island is actually underwater.
Right? That was gorgeous. So who's the one doing the painting? Because we found like 30 buckets in the first few minutes of the game. And we're seeing this art. Oh my god, if you love that room, look at this area. Check out this one.
I will hold the hand you offered to me, from the summit down to this well, into the dark waters where the small flowers creep for the sun. Headlights are reflected in your retinas, moonlit in the shadow of the crematorium chimney.
I don't know if I was supposed to go in the water, but we're doing it. Because Holy crap, it's beautiful. Dude, I mean, oh, more paintings, or art, I don't know what to call it. Hey, welcome to the stream. What does that say? Behold, Damascus. Oh. Alright. Oh my god, look at the walls. Somebody got real excited with the paint. Oh my god. Away from being what's the last word? I missed words for real. I don't know what it says. What does it say? I missed words go back? A city? I don't know. Behold, Damascus is taken? Is that what it says? Alright, I'll go slow this time. I see Damascus. Damascus is taken. Damascus. So you just repeated it. It does say city. From being a city, right? Is that what it is? Maybe? I can see that. I don't know. We'll go with it. And it shall be a what? And it shall be a I'll let you guys do that. You take your Take a guess at that. Hey, welcome to the stream. Fungus? I thought fungus at first too, but then I couldn't figure out what the last would be. What is that? And it shall be a fungus. Something, right. Right? It totally looks like fungus. Dude, this cave is awesome. Oh, now it got dark. Well, a little bit. It's not quite as awesome as it was earlier. Yeah, no doubt. There's a lot of mushrooms. Also, didn't it say the guy was dying? Or broke his leg? Well, no, what he used to write the words was the paint. The buckets that we've been finding all over the island. Maybe, I don't know. See, here's another, yeah, here's another bucket. No, I was trying to read. I fell. What did that say? Axe? What does that say? Oh my god, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh no. Oh, really? Nobody else is having issues besides you, right? I can't monitor the stream completely, but... It's pretty freaking nice, isn't it? Oh, loading screen. Alright. It's not as pretty in here. Is it? Oh, wait, it is a little bit. Look at the way the rocks are. That's a lot of clothes.
The moon over the Sanford Junction, headlights in your retinas. Donnelly drove a grey hatchback without a bottom. All the creatures of the tarmac rose to sing to him.
Wait a
All manner
minute.
of symbols crudely scrawled across the cliff face of my unrest. My life reduced to an electrical diagram. All my gulls have taken flight. They will no longer roost on these outcrops. The lure of the moon over the Sanford Junction is too strong.
Is Donnelly, because we just watched his memory or whatnot of Esther, right? She died, right? Because he said in the very beginning, or not the very beginning, but in the first chapter, before the first loading screen we reached, his wife died by a car accident, drunk driving. Is Donnelly, did I just figure that out, or is anybody else already thinking about that? Is Donnelly the guy's name? I don't know. That's what I got out of that. I don't know if you got anything else besides the sparklies. But well, there's the paint cans again, and the paintbrush. Can I go down there? I want to look at. Is anybody else on that page with me though? Right? Donnelly is the name of the guy who hit his wife.
I returned home with a pocket full of stolen ash. Half of it fell out of my coat and vanished into the car's upholstery, but the rest I carefully stowed away in a box I kept in a drawer by the side of my bed. It was never intended as a meaningful act, but over the years it became a kind of talisman. I'd sit still, quite still for hours, just holding the diminishing powder in my palm and noting its smoothness. In time we will all be worn down into granules, washed into the sea and dispersed.
What is that? Okay, so dude was really hurt. Oh, more paintings, artwork. Wait a second. Who is that? Is that a woman? I can't make that out. Is that a... Wait a minute. Why is there a muffler, a door, 2 wheels, and a drivetrain? Alright.
There were chemical diagrams on the posters on the walls on the waiting room. It seemed appropriate at the time. Still life abstractions of the processes which had already begun to break down your nerves and your muscles in the next room. I crammed diazepam as I once crammed for chemistry examinations. I am revising my options for a long and happy life.
Wait a minute. From heaven? A light from heaven? Wait, what does that say? A light from heaven. What? Audience? I'm using my card. What does that say? I don't want to say what I think it says, because if I say what I think it says, it's probably going to be wrong. What does it say? I got the first bit. A light from heaven. Shown. Okay. Around him. Oh. You're probably correct then. A light from heaven shone around him. Okay. Alright, we'll go with that. Yeah, I can see that. That makes... I can back that.
From here, I can see my armada. I collected all the letters I'd ever meant to send to you, if I'd have ever made it to the mainland, but had instead collected at the bottom of my rucksack, and I spread them out along the lost beach. Then I took each and every one, and I folded them into boats. I folded you into the creases, and then, as the sun was setting, I set the fleet to sail. Shattered into 21 pieces, I consigned you to the Atlantic, and I sat here until I'd watched all of you sink.
Wait a minute. Did I die? Did I die? I can't get out of the water. Oh, there it is. I was just letting him sink. My bad. Whoops. I thought I died. Dude, there are no controls in this game except moving and looking around. And he fell to the ground. Yeah, you can read. You absolutely can read. You got that right earlier. I see more text on the mountain, it looks like. Hey, what's up? Welcome to the stream.
I will drag my leg behind me. I will drag it like a crumpled hatchback, tires blown and sparking across the dimming lights of my vision. I'm running out of painkillers and am following the flicker of the moon home. When Paul keeled over dead on the road to Damascus, they restarted his heart with the jump leads from a crumpled hatchback. It took 21 attempts to convince it to wake up.
21 attempts. What does that say? The southwest, Weston, South Mare. Can I do anything with the cart? You participated in yep, you need a gold star. I agree. I don't have any. Wait a minute, what's that? I thought there was a person in the distance. What is that? I want to walk up there. Ah, let me up there. Can I not? Or is there another path? Oh, sorry. There's probably another path. I'm just like, GTA, I want to jump over there. Or Uncharted, I want to climb everything.
I've begun my voyage in a paper boat without a bottom. I will fly to the moon in it. I've been folded along a crease in time, a weakness in the sheet of life. Now you've settled on the opposite side of the paper to me. I can see your traces in the ink that soaks through the fiber, the pulped vegetation. When we become waterlogged and the cage disintegrates, we will intermingle. When this paper aeroplane leaves the cliff edge and carves parallel vapor trails in the dark, we will come together.
Well, hold on. There's actually a candle down here as well. I've already came this far. Might as well check out that, see if there's anything. Wait a minute, there's more writing. Hold on, we'll get to that in just a sec though. I want to see what's up here. Wait, what? Hold up. There was totally a person up here, correct? A statue? Something? Right? I'm right? I'm not crazy, right? Am I? Proceeding on his journey. There was totally a person up there. Alright, cool. I was starting to think that I was freaking out. I thought it was a statue or something. Obviously it's not now. It's something spoopy. And was come near... Can't. What does that say? I can't climb up there to look. Dun dun dun. Wait. He was proceeding on his journey and was come near... Wait. And was come near... What? Panic? What does that say? There's more words than that, right? Ham... Is that a D? What is there? What is right there then? EO? So that's Damascus? Okay. Alright, whatever. I'll take your word for it. I'm dumb. To Damascus. Ah. Wait.
If only Donnelly had experienced this, he would have realized he was his own shoreline, as am I. Just as I am becoming this island, so he became his syphilis, retreating into the burning synapses, the stones, the infection.
and neither did he eat nor drink. Yeah, I'll take that. I'll agree.
Bent back like a nail, like a hangnail, like a drowning man clung onto the wheel, drunk and spiraled, washed onto the lost shore under a moon as fractured as a shattered wing. We cleave, we are flight and suspended, these wretched painkillers, this form inconstant. I will take flight, I will take flight.
Where did I miss an entire part? Where did I miss an entire part? There was dialogue. I was letting him speak. Oh, there was on the left. Yeah, I guess there was. Something without sight. 3 days. And he was 3 days without sight. I can read too. Yeah, I did miss it though. I really did. I'm glad that you guys are able to see this stuff because I'm just playing the game and actually, you know, I just got all wrapped up in it. I guess I totally missed it. Bravo, kudos, gold star awarded. And it came to pass that as I made my journey and something. Wasn't it? Was that an and? And. Something, some, was it? God, I can't read that. I just can't figure that out right there. That's, Damascus is the end, I can tell that. Maybe I'll get a better shot at it at the top of the stairs. No. Alright. It was, oh, let's start from the beginning. And it came to pass that as I made my journey, right? And was come, right? What is that? What is that? And was come blank. Any guesses? If not, I'm gonna go ahead and keep walking.
He was not drunk, Esther. He was not drunk at all. He had not drunk with Donnelly or spat Jakobsen back at the sea. He had not careered across the lost shores and terminal beaches of this nascent archipelago. He did not intend his bonnet to be crumpled like a spent tissue by the impact. His windscreen was not star-studded all over like a map of the heavens. His paintwork etched with circuit diagrams, strange fish to call the gulls away. The phosphorescence of the skid marks lighting the M5 all the way from Exeter to Damascus.
That were with me. Came into Damascus.
We will leave twin vapor trails in the air, white lines etched into these rocks. Dear Esther, I have burnt my belongings, my books, this death certificate. Mine will be written all across this island. Who was Jakobsen? Who remembers him? Donnelly has written of him, but who was Donnelly? Who remembers him? I have painted, carved, hewn, scored into this space all that I could draw from him. there will be another to these shores to remember me. I will rise from the ocean like an island without bottom, come together like a stone, become an aerial, a beacon, that they will not forget you. We have always been drawn here. One day the gulls will return and nest in our bones and our history. I will look to my left and see Esther Donnelly flying beside me. I will look to my right and see Paul Jacobson flying beside me. They will leave white lines carved into the air to reach the mainland, where help will be sent. Come back.
Wow. No, not really spooky, but definitely sad. I would like to know more. I have so many questions. Like, the only thing I know for sure that I got from all of that was that we, the character, lost our wife in a car accident. And that Donnelly? No. Jacobson? One of them was the driver? I know for certain we broke our leg. We suffered kidney stones. We tried to get help, right? Using the paper boat armada, as he said, I think. Jesus, man. That left me so sad. And then, so we killed ourselves at the end? We committed suicide? Is that what we did? We jumped off? Did we do that living though? We died? Or I don't know. This game deserves another playthrough though. But that's it. That is Dear Esther. It was an experience, that's for sure. I don't know I can say it was really worth $9.99 plus taxes. But that being said, it was interesting. It was a great story. I would love to know more though. So, anyways, I guess that's the end. Thank you, those who stuck throughout. I hope you enjoyed this experience with me. Maybe you're still as puzzled as I am, because I've got so many questions right now. If you're interested, the game is available on PS4, Xbox One, and Steam, I believe. So you can look into that. I can't say that I justify spending $9.99 for it though. I did it. I would suggest trying to find it maybe on sale. Considering you stuck with me and watched the stream, I would say buy it on sale. So, I will be back tomorrow. I mentioned earlier in my stream that I may do some changes to my schedule to maybe try and do some daytime streams, and maybe try to move my multiplayer based streams towards nighttime and my single player campaigns to daytime. So we might experiment with that a little bit to see how that goes. But in the meantime, I know for certain I will be back streaming at 11 p.m. tomorrow. I'm not quite sure what I will be streaming. It will be either Uncharted 2, Among Thieves, or Wolfenstein New Order. I previously streamed both of those games and would like to continue those. So, thank you, and I will catch you guys later.